Welcome back to a Dean and Don.
Yes, Dave, it's very exciting. New year, new year.
First one for the season.
Absolutely. I'm Pat. I'm the D.
I'm Dave. I'm the Don. What are you looking forward to the most apart from footy back?
Well, a few things. Obviously, my D's. It was a pretty average year last year. I think it's fair to say. A lot of my predictions really didn't bear fruit as well. I think if you rewind, I picked Petrarca to stay.
Gone.
Gone. I picked Oliver to actually stay and get
Gone.
over.
And you thought
Gone.
mates would go.
And I thought May would go. So 0 to 3, Dave. And then to top it off, I thought Goodwin would actually stay as well.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see, isn't it? Because Carlton went the other way and stuck
Yeah.
with Vossi. And
Yes.
I'm hearing all this. There's a new vibe.
There is a new vibe.
Grueling summer. They've got all new assistant coaches, but they sort of look like those ex-players from like a couple of years ago. So
Yeah.
we'll see how that works.
Yeah.
But you weren't happy to see Goody gone. I always felt like a new start, and if King can get the most out of a lot of your guys who are starting to
Yeah.
loaf a little.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, true. True. I mean, we've still got a few old stays there with T Mac
Mm.
in the back line. And, well, May. Well, the question is May actually going to be playing at all this year?
Yeah, well, I asked you yesterday, do you think he'll ever play an AFL game again? He's got a few legal problems, and
Personal.
well, the coach seemed to make it pretty clear as well that he's part of a culture problem that
Mm,
they seem to have addressed with Oliver out. But,
yeah. Yeah.
anyway, let's talk about the other end of the
Yes.
ladder because last year was very much a 10-8 split. And
Mm,
of course, now we've moved from a final eight to a final 10
yeah.
with the wild
Yeah.
cards.
I'm looking forward to that.
Well, as a team that, had no chance of making the eight, I think I can fool myself that maybe the 10.
Maybe the 10 will work. Maybe that wild card.
And does it become more of an indictment if you miss the finals when there's a 10? Like if
Yeah.
you're a
Yeah.
Ross Lyon who's
Yeah.
poured everything into
Mm.
the two, well, they spent a lot of money on two blokes, didn't they? But I looked at DeConing yesterday, it looks pretty good.
He does. $1.8 million though. He better be good.
I know.
Let's be honest. And just some pretty alarming stats from last year for Mr. DeConing. Let's
Hit me,
call it
mate. I
out.
love it when you
So
do some research.
I know. Well, round 1 to 7, he was the third rated highest player. He had his jump, he had his leap, he had his intercept marks going.
This was pretty much when they probably signed the contract, right?
Yep. And then after round 8, can you guess what ranking he was?
You told me yesterday. It was somewhere.
158. Oh my. That is a real difference.
He didn't look like that yesterday, but I mean, it's pre-season and it was Essendon, but you never know. I
Yeah.
mean, the new ruck rules, it seems like they're really favouring those guys who can jump and tap it straight to a
Yep.
guy who's going to kick it down
Yep.
to a forward and score a goal.
Yeah. That's where DeConing might actually
I know it
really come out to play.
could be worth the money.
Yes, very much so.
Hope so,
Yeah.
for their sake anyway. Because when last time we sat here, or pretty much at the end of last
Mhm.
season, the gap between I'm going to put Sydney in the top 10 because they had a shocking run with injuries and now they've got
Yeah.
Curnow.
Yeah.
And the Bulldogs just missed out
Mm,
and they've got some amazing players.
mm,
But for me, the question mark on them is key defenders. They're
mm.
sticking with James O'Donnell and Rory Lobb. And it was interesting in the uh, state match. It's really the only time apart from finals that you see that much class on the field.
Mm,
And
mm.
I felt he was a bit out of place. Lob, actually.
Really?
Everyone who was on him just had a bit of a party.
Did he?
Yeah.
Ah,
Look, my problem with the Bulldogs is they look good against teams like ours,
yeah.
but when they get up against the big boys, the
Yeah.
lack of defensive running and key backs is a bit of a problem.
Yeah. I mean, back's always been a bit of an issue for the Bulldogs. They're chock full of talent through the midfield, through the forward line. Obviously, they've got Darcy who sort of pitch hits in the forward line and is ruck. Tim English, he's looking quite ominous to be honest in his pre-season form. So again, they're going to be a team to watch out for. And they could really shake
You
the
reckon?
top four. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think. But you're right. I think the back line is going to be a challenge for them. What have they done? What have they stocked up
No.
over the
I thought, as much as
postseason?
I've bagged you guys for not getting rid of Stephen May, like,
Yeah.
and he is at the back end of his career, I
Mm,
thought for sure they would swoop on him,
mm,
but they haven't done anything. And
mm,
for a coach who said last year, "Oh, if they kick 18 goals, we'll kick 20,"
mm.
that can't be a strategy.
No,
That can't
no,
be.
no.
So I look, I probably got them out of the conversation I want to have, which is who can beat Brisbane.
Mm,
And the scary thing about Brisbane is most teams who've played three grand finals in a row, you've got your champions at the back end,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah,
and like
yeah.
they did take a while to get there. It
Mm,
wasn't like
mm,
they were ahead
mm,
of the game.
mm.
They did what, three or four prelims before they got to a grand final. But Zorko and Neil are really the only ones who are old and they're still like
Yeah,
elite
yeah,
players.
yeah.
And then the guys like the guys we always talk about, Ashcroft, Rain, Bailey, all those guys, they're just getting better.
Zach Bailey
Yeah,
could have an absolute tear of a season.
I've got him as an A-plus player.
Oh yeah, I mean he was all Australian last year,
Yeah,
and he ripped it apart, to be honest, in the grand final. And if not for his inaccurate kicking, you would almost put him down to
so who can beat them? Like, are Gold Coast ready to make that leap? Have Hawthorn done enough?
is Petrarca going to actually provide what they're looking for, what Gold Coast are looking for?
That and Jamara Ugle-Hagan
Mm,
are two pretty big rolls of the dice.
mm,
All right, let's talk about Gold Coast, okay?
yeah.
Because they've got King, who kicked 70 goals
Mm,
last year.
mm-hmm.
Okay. Anyone, the question of whether or not he was going to be like an elite.
He kicked 70 goals.
Yeah, yeah. I've got it all here.
Holy.
I know. He really didn't muck around. Um,
So what was he, third on the
yeah,
ladder?
yeah. There were three guys who
Colin?
kicked over 70. He kicked 71.
Yeah,
Gunston got 73,
yeah, that's right.
and
And Cameron.
Cameron 88.
Yeah, yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
Darcy only got 48, and people were tipping him to like win at the Coleman. Actually, the favourite is Curnow, who only kicked 28.
That's a surprise to me. I mean, kicking 28 goals. Are you going to be win the Coleman? Your first season at the Swans. I
So
mean, you've got Goulden, you've got
yeah,
some great midfield players. Heaney, obviously.
where do they play Heaney now? You know, because Heaney kicked 40 goals last year.
Mm,
Does he? Because if you're Curnow and you're on a small ground and you've got the forward line to yourself and you've got Papley and Heaney
mm,
snapping at your feet, but also delivering it to you along
mm,
with Goulden and
mm,
Warner. If he doesn't get injured,
mm,
what's the over under? I'd be surprised if he got under 50.
mm.
But, you know,
Yeah.
you're also looking at how does Cameron come back from that broken arm? 88 was a great, but I don't know how to rate them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've got the same,
Yeah.
oh, elite for sure,
Mm,
but they won 10 of their last 12 games
mm,
against no one.
mm-hmm.
And when they played good teams, they lost to GWS and Brisbane.
Yep.
Um, you can rack up a lot of goals in those 10 wins against your team, my team, Richmond, St Kilda, the way they were last year. And that's another question, does St Kilda get up there? Have they got enough?
I've got a bit on St Kilda, so
Yeah.
I'll talk about that
All
later.
right, well, let's talk about Gold Coast because
Yeah. Yeah.
their leading goal kicker, as I said, the gap down to the guys who they want. I mean, they need to find a second key, right? And both the young guys who they've invested a lot, academy players, a lot of time and a lot of hype, frankly,
Mm,
that
mm,
hasn't delivered. Jed Walters and Reed, I think it's Ethan Reed, they didn't kick 20 goals, either
mm,
of them,
mhm,
last year. So certainly when this Jamara signature went on the paper,
mm,
they would have gone, all right, well, this is it. Like,
mm.
there's only so long you can cash that potential card. So they want someone else who can kick a 30, 40
Yeah.
from centre half forward.
Yeah.
So if that's Jamara, and it's 40, then you got to put him in it. Or does one of those kids, or does a team like you or I swoop? I think the swoop was what I was going to say. I think the Gold Coast discard bucket, which
Yeah.
we picked up on last year with Fiorini, is going to be huge.
Yeah.
They've got so much talent that we're all just going to be snapping around like little fish,
Yes.
just getting whatever they can't squeeze into their squad. But
Yeah.
they made the finals last year, 1-1. Is that enough to be now talking prelims, or are you back with the old
Well,
faithful?
you've still got Anderson, you've got Tuke Miller,
Oh, don't forget Rao.
and you've got Rao, who actually won the Brownlow,
Yeah.
and then you throw in Petrarca
Yeah, I know.
as well.
I know.
He's an absolute lethal midfield.
Yep.
So, and then let's look at their back line as well. So you've got Collins, who he was almost an All-Australian himself.
Who's their other squad? Yeah, he was good.
Yeah,
He was in the
Yeah.
top 10 best and fairest.
yeah.
Um,
Who was the other?
we're unfamiliar, mate.
Rusty.
Watch a few games, we'll get back into it.
That's right. That's right. So where'd you put Gold Coast?
Be under Hawthorn. Geelong, you don't know what the grand final does mentally to them. Like they've only got another couple of years before they start losing Dangerfield, Cameron, Blitzavs. Didn't do anything about their ruck. They're still running around with Stanley, who's getting old.
Yep.
So that worries me a bit. Hawthorn, talent everywhere, but Will Day's gone down injured again.
So the midfield is question mark over the midfield again.
Well,
I mean,
they had to add, for us to be putting them in that conversation, they had to add a Merritt, a Butters, a Bailey,
Yeah.
or someone like that,
Yeah.
I thought.
Yeah.
Or Will Day plays all year.
Yeah.
But he's starting to look a little like Jordan Ridley in the sense that you just can't bank that that's going to happen.
well, the preseason form of Hawthorn has not been great either.
Really?
No. So I've got a few question marks around Hawthorn.
You've got them as a slider?
Oh, I've got him a bit of a slider, to be honest. I mean, Ginnivan had a pretty good year last year, and he would need to obviously step up. You need Dylan Moore doing a lot again.
Based on all the talk, I thought he didn't have a good year, but the Hawks did. I think he was third or fourth in their best and fairest.
Yeah, and of course in the centre as well. They've got
Well, that's my problem because like I don't mind the players in their midfield, but if you're talking genuine stars, I really rate Newcomb. I really rate Day. After that, like is it McDonald, Nash, Ward, McKenzie? I mean, they've put by not going a big star, they've basically gone, look, one of you guys needs to really
step up.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I mean, we'll wait and see.
Yeah, let's wait and see. There's a lot of excitement. I'm also really interested in the rules as well, like these new rules that have occurred. So, for me, I think it's going to be really interesting. The first touch out, right? So that's going to
It hasn't been that
between the
sensation.
arcs,
Yeah, no, it's not last touch, it's last disposal.
last disposal.
Right? So you're seeing these funny situations where someone's kicked it off the ground, which counts as a disposal, and someone's diving to get a finger on it before it goes out so that it's not a disposal, which is weird. I mean, it doesn't seem like a huge change. The ruck one seems like it's going to generate a lot more goals. There's some dumb ruckman like stepping over. So our guy did it.
He loves a wrestle. So he might strike. He's been talking about that particular change and how he's got to get used to it. So it's really going to be interesting to see how he actually changes his tap work in this team.
Fingers crossed that great ruckman like
Don't get injured.
Yeah, because I mean that's why they took it away with the banging of the knees, and now that's back. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
I watched a bit of Freo last night, and they've picked up Mason Cox. So they now have three guys who are all
Yeah.
good to,
Yeah. Jackson,
yeah,
Cox, and Darcy.
Yeah. And they can all sort of hurt you down forward as well. I mean, none of them can play key forward, I don't think. They're having that conversation about Jackson as a midfielder again, but in the state game, I just watched Aish just run off him like he was a ruckman. And I thought, yeah, I don't know if that works.
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
I mean, Freo are a conversation all by themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you can't question the talent.
No.
They've just,
Patrick Voss is really the bolter.
that's your go-to. I mean, Sarong, Brayshaw, and Young in the middle,
Yeah.
right? And then I think Tracy is
Yeah.
an elite full forward, right?
Elite?
I think he and, let's say top 10.
Okay.
I'm happy to go through them.
Don't go through them. We haven't got enough time.
Yeah, but I mean, Georgiades and Tracy
Yeah.
and the GWS guy, Cadman,
Mm-hmm.
and Phil Thorpe. And to a lesser extent, well, Phil Thorpe and Darcy, you could already see them coming. But really, they were the 5 guys who, after last year, you go, all right, well, you can't have a Coleman conversation without at least putting those guys as a part of the conversation.
Yeah.
After that, a miss has been hit, and mostly a miss, if you'll excuse the bad pun. I can't knock Voss because he kicked 40 goals last year, but yeah, and Shea Bolton and all those guys. So I kind of feel, even though they made the finals and lost last year, I feel like if they're not knocking on the door for top 4 and prelims, that people might go, maybe it's the coach. Because he always seems to get questioned. I don't have a problem with their game plan or anything, but there's only so many years you can go, oh wow, look at all the talent, before you've got to start saying, all right, well, we won 2 finals, or we won 3 finals, or we're there, because they're not there yet. But if they're not there this year, then it's weird to talk about a coach change and a team that could be making prelims. Well, I mean, you don't know. Look, obviously Voss is on some pretty hot seat.
I was going to say, who's under the gun from a coach perspective? You said, Voss is. How many times have we had the Voss called about how hot is he?
Okay.
Is his hot seat?
Well, I thought your team, my team, and Carlton had the worst game plans last year.
Yeah.
Mine with the kick it over here, or there's nothing there, now kick it back, and then just turn it over. Yours with the 5 years ago, let's bomb it into the pocket. Get a throw in, and then lock it in and kick a goal from Stockbridge.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty 2020.
Yeah.
And Carlton with the, let's win the contested ball, but, we haven't got the runners on the outside. So I'm hearing all this different vibe, and we've got all new coaches and all that stuff. But to me, that's the reason that your coach got fired, and the 2 coaches on the hot seat, to answer your question in a long way, as I want to do, it would be Essendon and Carlton. It's weird to talk about Ross Lyon, possibly, or Clarko. Like, these are guys with rolled gold credentials, but just because of the spend that St Kilda have had,
he's got at least another year. Lyon. I mean, he's got he's literally cashed in his chips. He's obviously purchased De Koning for 1.8, re-signed Millerer for $2 million. That's 20% of the St Kilda's salary cap there.
Wanganeen Miller is worth it. Like, that guy could be the best player in the comp by the end of the year.
Averaged 30 possessions last year.
Do you know how many goals he kicked last year? I watched him kick, 4 or 5 on us yesterday, and he scored and he can mark it.
Unbelievable.
He only kicked 17 last year. There seems to be, you remember the Carey game plan was just kick it to Carey, the North plan? There seems to be a bit of that with the Saints. Just get it to Naz, which, you're never going to regret. The guy's a gun. But, who else did they get? Silvani?
They got Silvani. They got Sam Flanders, which was a great pickup. So St Kilda are the ones that I think we really need to watch this year, obviously, right? I mean, you've got, as I said, Liam Ryan, as well. So he's going to take a bit of pressure off Higgins and Butler as well.
Yeah, his chemistry with Naz in the forward line last night was
Mm-hmm.
really good. They were looking for each other, and he was just
Yeah.
putting it
Yeah.
right in Naz's hands. So yeah, that's worth
Yeah.
watching.
And he's been training up a storm as well pre-season. Liam Ryan,
He looked
so he
good.
looked good. So I'm not surprised. Then you've got Philippou, who was injured last year, right? Only played about 7 matches in 25.
A lot of years I've been hearing
Philippou,
this is Philippou's
right?
year.
This is Philippou's year, right? So, apparently he's been working with, St Kilda, Lenny Hayes on his leading patterns.
Biggest,
Bulked up.
yep.
He's a lot fitter.
Biggest question for them is forward line.
Mhm.
What's the Ben King injury update? Do we know?
Max King.
Oh, sorry. Is it? I thought Max was up in Gold Coast.
No.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I get confused as well.
All right.
Not great, not great. And this is one the two biggest weaknesses I see.
Yep.
Is the Max King factor, right? He has not been on the park at all last year. Played 0 games last year. He had all sorts of injuries, and now he's gone down with a soft tissue injury as well, and so he's out supposedly till round 4.
Okay.
All right.
Four's not bad.
Look, round 4 is not bad, but not great when you've played zero games.
Yep.
So they've got to look at a replacement for Max King.
So their forward line last night, the key forwards were Mitch Owens
Yep.
and Chalmers. Sorry, what's his name?
What about Isaac Keeler? Because that's who they're thinking of actually saying from a physicality perspective. He's tall, about 198 centimeters. He's agile. He actually does. Apparently, what they're saying is he does actually.
Would they
have
draft this guy or?
Yeah, so they
few years
draft
ago?
him. They draft him a few years ago from the academy.
Right.
Adelaide were looking at him, and St Kilda picked him up. So so I think you'll see something from him. He played 11 matches last year,
Okay.
kicked 10 goals, so
Yep.
it wasn't prolific, but apparently they've got big tabs on this guy. So don't be surprised to see him, and don't be surprised to see De Koning and Ryan Marshall also going there in the forward line as well. Although De Koning really didn't do very well last year as a forward for Carlton. I think it was 0 goals after round 8. So
Well, that's when they were playing him more as a forward, wasn't
Yeah,
it? That's
yeah.
when it really dropped off.
dropped
So
off. Yeah.
hopefully St Kilda just keep him running around as that mobile ruckman.
Yep.
So you've got them as what? The team most likely to break into the 10 from last year?
I do. The other weakness, of course, is their back line. It's always been their back line too, right?
Really?
Yeah.
Because Wilkie's a gun. Sinclair's a gun.
Yeah, but they lost Josh Battle,
Yep.
and they lost, and they had Dougal Howard out all year last year.
Right.
So he's back, which is good. But the issue is that they don't have tall defence at all. So Dougal Howard is probably the tallest. They've got Jack Silvani that's sort of coming in,
Yeah.
but he really needs to step up. At the moment, I think he's concussed at the moment. So it's going to be interesting to see how their backline functions. It's definitely their 2 weakest links, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, King will be essential because if he can play, I mean, you hate to compare to brothers, but if he, and coming back from injury, it's unlikely.
Yeah.
But if he could kick 30, 40 goals in the games that he plays this year, then they could get on a run.
Yeah.
It's just such a massive talent gap between those top 10. I mean, everybody's predicting GWS to fall out, Collingwood. I mean, not to fall out, but to slip. Have Adelaide, they really didn't do anything in the off season, and some of the things that went well for them last year aren't going to go as well this year. Curtin's out on a long-term injury. They lost your boy, the high performance guy.
Yep.
He's gone to Juventus.
Yeah.
So you don't want to. curse them with the flash in the
No,
pan.
no.
And they,
Tex Walker, he's got another year.
yeah, well, they've tripled down on that three forwards thing because they've not only gone with Tex again, but their first two picks in the draft were key forwards as well. Where I thought they were going to be another team like Hawthorn and possibly Geelong, who could do with another elite
Yeah,
midfielder
yeah.
if you're going to compete with. Of course, it's also hard to judge because they missed Rankin so much during the finals. He's still missing from that slur, so he's back around two. But yeah, Adelaide could drop out. GWS, the injuries season long to Tom Green and long term to Sam Taylor.
They're two big losses.
Massive.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
still got talent, but some of those, like age and injuries, will really be the question mark on them. How many years can Toby Green and Caniglio, Whitfield, keep being the same high quality players?
Can Hogan also?
Yeah.
I mean, he had a good year last year,
Do you know he only kicked 40 something goals? It's like 42.
but he was injured
Yeah.
for still
I think he played like 17 games.
17,
Yeah.
which is probably Hogan is actually pretty good because the year before I think he played a lot less.
Yeah, well, like I was saying before, a lot of those guys who every year you say, oh, they could win the Coleman. Now you're starting to go, hey, are they still fit enough? Are they young enough, really?
Yeah. And what about the Bombers for you?
Well, okay, so forward line's still an issue, but we have gone all out to fix the midfield. So Darcy Parish, the pre-season talk, and it's always slightly on the optimistic side, is that he could form along with Merritt and Caldwell and Durham. To me, that's a average to good midfield. So you're looking for the kids. So we got 3 top 12 draft picks, after the academies and so. I mean, let's just draft picks. Very different.
Yes.
So one is Sharp. He's an in and under rolled gold. The question on him is the ceiling. So they were always like, he is AFL standard now. He played SANFL last year in the state championships. He was the captain. He was a big reason that they won. He's your in and under, get it, dish it out, tough, round the ball.
Yeah.
It's just a question of, can he work on his kicking and his outside game and become like, what Rao did and that sort of stuff. But Adelaide were very keen to get him. They offered us their first round draft pick, which wasn't that far behind. Well, I think it was 16 or something.
Yeah.
And the first round next year. And we said, no, we'll keep him. Then there's Farrow, who's a beautiful left foot, looks like a halfbacker. Could he move, midfield wing? We'll see, but we could do with a really good user. I like the look of him in the practice game so far too. And then you've got the absolute bolter, right? The one who got cut from his district team and then grew 17 centimetres, now has... Can you believe you're not allowed to medically test? Like clubs aren't allowed to medically test draftees. Anyway, it's a different issue, but I just can't believe we're living in the Stone Age, mate. But Roby could be anything. He's like 192 centimetre midfielder or something. Could be a forward explosive if he keeps growing, and hopefully without the hot spots that are keeping him out of the first few games. He could be... I don't know whether he could be a key forward, but if he's a 192 centimetre midfielder, then between him, Sharp, and possibly Farrow, tick on the midfield. Forward line's still a real problem. Like we're talking about, you talk about Hawthorn, they got 4 guys who kicked over 40 goals.
You've got Caddy.
Okay, so guess who kicked the most goals for Essendon last year?
Not Langford. He was out a lot.
Yep, he only played 9 games.
Not Caddy. Jeez. Who was it?
Peter Wright. Kicked 28 goals as our leading goal kicker. Then Caddy on 20.
Right.
Perkins, who, I was questioning his career at the end of last year, he was third with 16, and then you got Kako on 15. it might have been 17 or 16.
Right.
But sorry, Kako was fourth, Perkins
Yeah.
was third. So that is not good. Okay. So can Peter Wright or Langford roll back the clock to only 2 or 3 years ago and have a 50-goal season? Does Caddy take the leap to 40-goal season
Yeah.
from 20? I mean, he's still running under the ball a lot from what I've seen. But he just has this
It
knack.
happens
Like
too often, doesn't it?
it happens way too often. I don't think I don't think he's played a lot of key forward.
I again, sorry to digress here,
It's
but
fine.
I just don't understand why players don't kick the ball even shorter, that so that the player can actually run onto it at speed and
Yeah,
use their
well,
agility.
I mean, look, the
That
kicking could be the problem as well. The mouth. But he's on the lead and he's getting out in front. But
yeah,
the number of times that Wilkie was just at the back and just gave him that,
yeah,
experienced defender
yeah,
nudge
nudge, yeah,
and took the mark,
yeah.
it wasn't good. So everything would have to go right for us to be worrying teams like St Kilda with their defensive setup. We weren't getting through them. And I don't think Langford or Wright are really A-grade forwards. They have been for 1 or 2 seasons each. And I think Caddy's could be pretty special.
Yep.
So the forward lines where we still need, I don't think Archer May's ready. At the moment, they're playing May, Langford, Wright, and Caddy, and that's just a really top-heavy forward line.
What about Cox? Is he on the park? Where is he?
Look, he didn't even play in the practice matches. I don't think he's in our best 23, but I mean he's coming back from a long way,
Yeah.
and we keep drafting kids who look like they're ahead of him already.
Yeah.
One thing on the forward line, because I talked about 3 guys we drafted. The 2 that I haven't talked about, I actually didn't expect them to be this good, but from what I've seen, El Achkar, he's like another Caddy. Another Kako. Sort of the same size, a little stockier, but he's just got that, excitement factor around goal. So, and apparently he and Kako have some good chemistry. So that could be something to look forward to.
Yeah.
And then a bit more of a project player, but basically we got a Jordan Ridley replacement with our Condigianus kid. Tall, lanky, doesn't look like a key position, but can take an intercept mark. So, look, Hawthorn a few years ago said we need to get 60 games into these kids, and you said to me yesterday, when are Richmond going to come good? I said, well, it's only been 1 year. I feel like even though this is not the first time we've rebuilt, I'm probably, I want 60 games into Caddy, Kako, Sharp, Roby. I really like Nguyen as a back pocket. This El Achkar looks good. When those guys, and then, Zach Johnson and Angus Clark, who were surprise packages / had to play them last year when everyone got injured. If a lot of that comes good, then 2-3 years from now I'll be sitting here with a smile on my face.
Yeah.
But this year it's just about seeing how good they are and getting games into them.
Yeah. No, fair point. Fair point. So
Melbourne,
Melbourne,
new coach,
no, new coach,
beginning.
absolutely. Look, our pre-season's looking has been quite up, to be honest. So Caleb Windsor has been a standout. So last year, he played probably 17 games, but he got injured at the end. But he's looking really good, Caleb Windsor. He's damaging in the midfield, gets out on his left foot, and I talked about Caleb Windsor last year, but I honestly think this is his year. I'm really excited to see what he actually can do.
So your midfield's going to look so different now. 'Cause,
Absolutely.
we're so used to obviously just Petrarca and Clayton, Oliver.
Yeah.
So now you're building around Langford. What, Cozzy? Is that why you drafted his cousin?
Latrell Pickett, yeah.
Yeah, but he's a forward, right?
Yeah.
So I think the reason, because I expected you to go a key forward and a gun midfielder.
Yeah.
And you went an intercept defender and a small forward. Is the small forward so that Cozzy can play midfield and become like an elite?
I think so. Latrell Pickett does look very good.
Yeah.
What I've actually seen him. him do as well. I think for me, Xavier Lindsay, pick 11, right? So he played 20 games last year, but he only kicked 2 goals in a season, right? And yeah, he wasn't great from that perspective. But I think he's put on a lot of bulk, and he looks a lot better. And also Jacob Van Rooyen as well. He looks a lot better, lot more agile. Kicked 3 goals against Richmond in the preseason.
What would be a good season for him?
Oh, it have to be 40 goals.
40?
40 for me. So, and I think for Melbourne, we've got to get over this danger round of playing at Traeger Park, right? So, give you an idea, over the last 5 years, we've got a win rate of 33%. Not great. And, also the next 2 games after, it's about the same as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it's
The heat
actually
just up
flowing
there.
on. The heat. So we've got to do something about preparing our players. I know we do get some financial incentive, and it's very important, but I think we've really got to look at what we actually do in round 12 when we're playing at Traeger Park and after. Because round 13, we're playing Collingwood, the Big Freeze.
Yep.
And then we're playing Essendon, round 14. So
Is that the gather round?
gather
We
around.
always play you gather round.
Geez, it must be close.
So I thought gather round was a bit earlier than that. Oh, we'll have to work it out.
Have to look at that. But
Okay, so my check-in, if he can kick 40 and Van Rooyen can kick 40,
yeah,
maybe you're knocking on the 10 door.
on the 10 door.
It's a bigger door.
That's a huge door.
Okay.
Yeah,
And Jath off the back line, does that cover for who'd you lose? McPhee?
Yeah, McVee. Yeah.
That's a
That's
good pickup by Freo.
Yeah. No, it is. And McVee was a great player for us. So, yeah, we just have to see what happens, right? I mean, he does bring excitement. He played substitute all the time, tactical substitute a lot of the times, I should say, last year when he was playing with Hawthorn. So,
Yeah,
I think
think-
we'll be playing a lot more.
I think you were more of a fan of Frosty at fullback than I was, but from what I hear from the Hawthorn fans, there's a bit of that. Oh my God, what's he going to do with the ball?
Yes,
kind of thing.
yes.
So that'll keep you interested.
Yeah.
So would be pleasantly surprised, but not expecting to make the 10.
Oh, I'd hope we made the 10. I
Really?
mean, based on pre-season form. I know we played North Melbourne, we beat them by 10 goals, and Richmond, but yeah, I really like how quick we're moving the ball around the midfield, and it could get really exciting for us. So
I mean, new coach coming from Geelong with all that background, and
yeah.
you've got Scarlett working with your key defenders. That can't hurt.
Yeah.
So, do you think you'll finish higher than us?
Oh, I think we've got to have some sort of friendship bet on that one.
Or do you think that we will make the 10?
No.
But so that answers the question.
Yeah.
I don't think either of us will. There was just such a gap between the top 10, and while I think some teams will drop off,
Yeah.
I mean, it won't be exactly the same,
No.
but I can't see Richmond, North, or Port going in, so that only leaves St Kilda, Carlton,
Yeah.
and I mean they've lost so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody's
Lots-
got to make it.
Lots going on, but it's all very exciting. So
Footy's back, mate.
Footy's back.
Could not be happier.
Could not be happier.
Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll have some real footy to talk about next time. And
Absolutely.
we'll see you then.
See ya.